Seated. Ms. Mulligan.
Your Honor, we're here in the matter of the State of Ohio versus Jennifer Marshall. This is case number 26 CR 427. Ms. Marshall is present in court. She's accompanied by her attorney, Mr. Chad Mulkey. We are here today for sentencing the defendant having pled guilty to one count of OVI, a felony of the third degree. There's been a pre-sentence investigation and report along with a drug and alcohol assessment, and those have been delivered. We are prepared to go forward.
All right. Mr. Mulkey.
Thank you, Judge. We are prepared to go forward. My client is 64 years old. She has an associate's degree, and she has been a registered nurse for 36 years. She went to Cuyahoga Community College, obtained that degree. She has 4 children. She's widowed. She has no bench warrants for her arrest. In this matter, she's been out on a bond, an OR bond that has not been revoked or terminated. So she has been doing well on bond. She had no positive tests for her PSR interview and appointment and referral. Her criminal history consists of, OVIs, physical controls, all relating to alcohol. It is unfortunate that I did note and did have a discussion with her regarding the lack of acknowledgement of a problem with alcohol, and that's where I'd like to focus the court's attention, is that I believe for her own good, it would be best for her to acknowledge that there is an issue there that does need to be treated. That was also addressed with the recommendation in her alcohol and drug assessment, Your Honor. To that end, we would ask the court to consider imposing the minimum mandatory prison time in this matter, place her on community control, allow her to do the jail treatment program, and then do sober living after that, and any and all other orders she would follow from the court on probation. She's currently not working. She's indicated she felt bad about what happened. She does have one prior prison sentence, but again, I just don't think the treatment issue has been addressed. So I don't have anything further, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Marshall, what do you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
The only thing I would like to say is, in the past, I have made some poor decisions. I was young, and I didn't think correctly. In the last 10 years, I have become a much, much better person, more responsible and more stable.
All right, Ms. Mulligan.
Your Honor, with respect to treatment, I think the defendant has had treatment has been addressed in at least 5 of the last of her 6 OVIs. The last OVI was a felony. She was committed to an 18-month prison sentence. Clearly the treatment avenue is not effective, and we encourage the court to impose a prison term greater than her last one.
What is the mandatory fine on this?
Judge, it's $1,350, not to exceed $10,500.
And then what's the license?
Your Honor, if I may, the license is a minimum period of 3 years up to a permanent revocation of her driver's license. There's also a mandatory forfeiture of the defendant's vehicle if owned by the defendant.
All right, I reviewed the pre-sentence report and the drug and alcohol evaluation, considered what Ms. Marshall has said, what counsel has said. I'm going to sentence you to 61 days in prison with credit for 1. Then you'll be on community control for 3 years. You'll be returned to the Lake County Jail for 30 days, in which time you'll be in the jail treatment program, complete it, and follow all recommendations. You're to have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. You're to, after you complete the jail treatment program, you're going to go to a sober living facility for a minimum of 6 months. Going to get a mental health evaluation and follow those recommendations, attend at least 3 AA meetings a week and obtain a sponsor, obtain employment, and pay the cost and supervision fees. Any other terms of community control, Ms. Wehagen?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Also going to impose a fine of $1,350 and a 3-year license suspension. And you'll pay the cost and supervision fees, and the vehicle is forfeited. Do you understand all the terms of community control?
No, I do not. What is community control? May I-
Probation.
Oh, probation, okay.
Do you understand the terms?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is for how long, you said?
3 years.
Okay.
If you don't comply with the terms, the state will file a motion to terminate your community control, and if I find you violated, and you face a potential of up to 60 months in prison, you understand that?
Okay.
And
And you sentenced me to 61 days?
61 days in prison with credit for 1, so 60 days.
Okay. And then following that, come back to jail, you stated?
Right. And you're going to be in a jail treatment program, and you're going to complete that.
For 30 days, you said?
Right.
Okay.
Ms. Mulligan, anything further?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Mulkey?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, we're adjourned.
He did give you the minimum privilege.
And then I'll have to come back here for 30.
Yeah,
And then from there, what did he say?
you got to do a sober living house for 6 months.
From the jail?
Yeah, they'll go over all of that with you. Yeah,
Do I have to pay for that if I have no money?
yeah, that should be funded. There should be a way for you to be able to do that.
So
Okay.
for a whole 6 months?
Yeah, a whole 6 months.
So do I get to go home in between or anything?
I don't think so, but they'll go over all that with you at the prison. So.
That's my medicine
Okay.
money.
Yeah, we'll take it with us.
And there's the AMS. Are they gonna take this bracelet off?
Yeah, they handle that in the jail, whoever they, oh, that's the charger and stuff in this one?
Yeah.
Okay,
They told me to bring, I'm sure I brought that. And it's money and medicine.
okay, all right, yeah, the jail will sort that all out. All right, you're gonna follow this gentleman right there.
Am I going to the jail at this moment?
Well, we gotta bring somebody up here for, another hearing.
We haven't had a PD with this guy since. No. Oh, who knows? Somebody dropped her off because she knew she was going.
Something, I looked in her bag and something's like flashing.
Yeah, the charger for the.
Oh, what's going on there, man?
It was the charger for the. What do you call it? Oh, shit. God, that's not it. I got it. Fucking thing. Listen, PV. It's not PV.
It was a big.
Yeah, but the violation, so I'm looking for, it's like the original violation. Yeah, it's like from 24. So what's the damn PV? There we go, that's what I'm looking for.
wall here, yes. Second row, and then we have your shoulders. Yes, sir. Thank you. Second row. Yep, just right here. All right. Thank you. Here's the seat right here.
You know who my lawyer's here?
Who is it?
Hinton, Corey Hinton.
I haven't seen him right this minute, but Corey's always here, so I'm sure he's here. I've seen him. I don't know if I've seen him around today. He might not have to come over here earlier, but I'm sure he's here.
Yeah, you gotta be here, right?
He's normally the punctual kind. I've never known Corey to be late or anything, so. Earl, this is Donald Durst on this end. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you open and close me a number for a court card in Judge O'Donnell's? We took a lady into custody who was sentenced here. Yeah, okay, thanks. All right, bye.
Am I his first person today?
Huh?
Am I his first one after lunch?
No, there was a lady just here. We were just here for.
was surprised when I said 2 years.
Not a whole lot going on the rest of the afternoon,
I
Bob.
didn't talk to him much, but okay, yeah, I was trying to
Hey,
do
thought maybe you were gonna have a problem.
it.
Yeah, she looked dangerous.
This is William Waldron, 19-11-21, violation of community control. First violation, failed to report June 11th of 24 and thereafter. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Second, left the state of Ohio without permission,
Yes, sir.
July 15th. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hinton?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this point in time, we would like to waive the final hearing, admit the violations, but then be heard a mitigation and explain a bit as to why the state of Ohio was left and what was going on in South Carolina and those sorts of things.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's your plea to those allegations?
Yes, sir.
What's your plea?
Guilty. Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty, Mr. Hinton.
Thank you, Your Honor. In this particular situation, Mr. Waldron had reached out to me with an interest to relocate to South Carolina. I think he had already taken some steps to establish himself down there, so he certainly understands he should have sought that permission prior, but he did land a very good job down there as a supervisor, worked it for a year, indicates that the company would take him back. However, when he was in South Carolina, as the court knows, there was a bit of other legal issues that arose. Mr. Waldron's actually been incarcerated since approximately September 13th of 2025, so I believe about 10 months. I know he does have credit for 240 some days in this case. I know that he's anxious to get all of this behind him. I know that he does want to relocate back to South Carolina, where he has friends and family, and again, he has the ability to work. Ideally, he'd like to remain on community control, but have that community control transferred to South Carolina.
Well, you should have asked me that like 2 years ago.
I understand, Your Honor. If the court did not feel that Mr. Waldron was amenable to community control and thought that a prison sentence was justified, I would ask the court to try to keep it close to the 8-month mark in which Mr. Waldron would receive credit for. I think that that would be appropriate for the initial charges. And again, he and I understand he went about this wrong, but he did establish himself in South Carolina and was being productive for a good period of time. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Waldron, what do you want to tell me?
Well, Mr. O'Donnell, I did get a travel pass. I did go to South Carolina.
What do you mean a travel pass?
Sir?
From who? Travel
From
pass
the
from who?
probation department.
No, you didn't. You didn't show up to sign the extradition paperwork. You were supposed to go there before you left.
They emailed it to me. Okay, so I've made a bad choice there. Yes, sir. I did ask Ms. Kurtz about moving my probation to South Carolina a couple of times, and she was not receptive to that. Now, I shouldn't have, took it upon myself to go down there and get a job, but the work here did dry up with the union, and if I don't work, I don't eat. So I felt, I had to do something. Unfortunately, I made a wrong decision, compounded, by another, bad decision, but I've stood for that.
Yeah, what was that all about?
Well, my girlfriend's phone got stolen down there at Dollar General, sir, and I'd been working for a year, 6-7 days a week, staying in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Her phone was stolen. $750 was taken out of, she didn't have a lock on her screen. $750 was taken out of my Cash App by the thieves. Trying to do the right thing, I got her to call the police and report the phone was stolen and make a report. And when they ran my name, it came up that I was wanted in Ohio, and they immediately started actively looking for me. And they pulled us over one night, 3 days later, and drugs were found. And I went to jail for that and while I was in jail, I did a 2-month drug and alcohol program, life skills. I did a 12-step program, anger management, decision making, and critical thinking. So I went through that. I was 2 months there at the Moss Justice Center, and I got 28 certificates towards those things, which I sent you the thing to download them.
Yes.
None of that makes anything better. I had 6 more weeks to go with the job. I got the second job in September, the year-long job. Working, like I said, I had 6 more weeks to go before I could, possibly even think about coming up here and trying to straighten this out. It was just 2 bad decisions on my behalf, and I accept responsibility for that. Like I said, I've been in jail for 10.5 months. I've lost a couple of people to death since I've been in. I got grandkids coming. I don't want to be in jail no more. If that's possible, if not, then I'm at your mercy.
Well, why are you at my mercy?
Because you're my judge, and I broke the law.
Well, this case goes back to 19,
Yes, sir.
and you should have been done with your probation over 2 years ago. You were arraigned in July 24th of 20. You had a pretrial scheduled August 6th. Your lawyer was here. Mr. Graziani was here. You weren't here.
I missed it multiple times.
So then he called here on October 17th and said you'd be here November 3rd. So we set a pretrial for November 3rd. He didn't show up. He showed up, you didn't show up.
Yes, sir.
He got sick of this shit, so he left. I let him out of the case.
I got stranded in Detroit.
So we found out you were in South Carolina. Then he withdrew. So then we get you back from South Carolina. January 30th of 24, you plead guilty. March, I give you March 24, 4 years of community control. And then you just stop showing up. So the first thing Mr. Hinton said is he wanted me to put you on community control and transfer it to South Carolina.
That's where I'm from.
Huh?
That's where I'm from. That's where I support. I
Well,
don't,
why would I do that? Why in the world, what do I look like, an idiot?
no.
I mean, you never show up.
I did.
So I'm supposed
yes,
to
sir.
reward you for that?
Yes, sir. I mean, no. But when I was up here, I came every week. Came every Thursday.
All right, let's see.
I gave my urine every Thursday here.
March 13. When is that date? You didn't show up June what? First time?
It was June 11th was the first failure to report.
Okay. So you managed to show up for like just under 3 months and then you just stopped showing up and so that's, so what?
Doesn't make it right.
No.
Doesn't make it right.
And besides that, it's not like you don't know what the system is like. You've been in and out of the system forever, for 35 years, one thing or another. Been to prison a few times, state and federal. So you know what this is all about. You just don't care what it's all about.
Nah, it's not true.
Well, it is true because you asked permission to go to South Carolina while you were on probation. I told the probation officer, let him go. He wanted to go for a visit or something or other. I didn't even know what the hell it was, but he wanted to go. So I said, let him go. They're going to bring you in, sign the paperwork, so it's not an ass ache bringing you back. You don't even bother to do that. You just go and you don't come back. And then you're mixed up with drugs down there. So you don't care about any of this stuff. That's clear. Despite your words, your actions are clear. All right, have a seat. I've gone back and reviewed the pre-sentence report. And the drug and alcohol evaluation. And the pre-sentence report indicates a criminal history going back to 91. There's a prison sentence in South Carolina in 1993. There's a federal prison sentence in South Carolina, which was in excess of 8 years in 2003. Released on supervision, sent back to prison in 14 for about 7 months. In October of 18, there's a conviction in New Hampshire. And then this thing in 19. I've also considered what you have said, what Mr. Hinton said, you're not amenable to community control. I'm going to terminate your community control on count 1. You're to serve 18 months in prison. Count 2, 12 months in prison. It'll be concurrent to each other with credit for 244 days and the costs. Anything else, Mr. Hinton?
Nothing further, Your Honor.